The governors of the People's Democratic Party met, although we did not see Governor Sim Fubara of Rivers State. But then the governors who are present after their meeting in Ibadan have agreed that all the talks of mergers and political coalitions ahead of the 2027 general elections, they are out of it and they won't be participating. They had all of these resolutions made and drafted in a communique which was read, talking about the party internal affairs, the situation in Rivers, and the reasons why they went to court. You can see the governors in a similar pattern of attire, except for the national chairman or the acting national chairman of the party, Mr. Umar Damagumba. Of course, you can see all the governors are dressed in a uniform attire for their meeting. It does look like a usual way when they're meeting in this manner. And the governor of Oyo State was a host. But let me allow you to listen to them, what they said about the issue of mergers and coalition ahead of the politicking of 2027.
2 questions. Noting the nationwide speculation about the possible merger of political parties, groups, and/or associations, the forum resolved that the PDP will not join any coalition or merger. However, the PDP, as a major opposition party, welcomes any party, persons, or groups that are willing to join it with a view to wresting power and enthroning good leadership in 2027.
That's their position, and I'm wondering whether the governors now speak for the entire political party. Well, the chairman of the party, the acting chairman, is there, but they also spoke and decided on the situation regarding the controversy over the national secretary seat of the party. And this is what they have decided going forward.
The forum reiterates its position taken in Asaba on the issue of the national secretary of the party, but in the wake of the Supreme Court judgment, the forum resolved to recommend that the deputy national secretary acts as a national secretary pending the nomination and ratification of a substantive national secretary from the Southeast Zone at NEC at its next meeting.
All right. That is their decision, but they're also explaining their position as a forum in going to court and dragging the federal government and the president on the state of emergency rule declared by the president in Rivers State. Take a listen to them.
The forum reasserts our collective determination to avert a rape of our constitutional democracy, hence the decision of approaching the Supreme Court to give a clear-cut verdict on the interpretation of the provision of the law on the declaration of state of emergency in any state of the Federation. The forum therefore reiterates its solidarity with His Excellency Similai Fubara on the ordeal into which his state and people have been plunged into by the declaration of the state of emergency. And we reiterate our commitment to stand with him till the end.
Again, they spoke about the NEC and National Convention of the party. It does look like they have a position, and perhaps that is the manner in the way the party will be going.
The forum resolved that working in conjunction with the National Working Committee, NWC, and other relevant organs of the party to hold a NEC meeting on the 27th of May 2025, constitute a zoning committee that will address all issues relating to zoning of the party offices and hold an early convention in August 2025, precisely on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of August in the ancient city of Kano. The forum equally recommends the constitution of the zoning and national convention committees for ratification by NWC and NEC as follows. Zoning committee to be made up of Governor Duedri of Bayelsa State as chairman, Governor Dauda Lawal as vice chairman, and Governor Caleb Mutwang as secretary. while the National Convention Committee will be headed by Governor Ahmadu Fintri as chairman, Governor Ademola Adeleke as vice chairman, and Governor Peter Mba as secretary.
Let's get some perspectives. They're taking some position, but you imagine that as an organ of the party, well, the PDP governors are actually not an organ, they're just a caucus of the party. So as by the rule and the constitution of the PDP, whatever they say, is it right? Is it law? Is it binding? What does this mean as far as the PDP is concerned? The position that they have taken, is it binding on all members of the party? What about those who are thinking about coalition and merger within the PDP? The governors, yes, powerful, perhaps one of the most powerful caucus of the group in the party. But let's get some insight. And one of the members of the conscience of the party, which is the Board of Trustees, I'm being joined by Chief Olabode George, who is live for us virtually. Thank you so much, Chief George, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you for having me. It's always my pleasure.
Yeah. As a founding member of the party, you understand this party. You've seen it all. You've done it all. Give us an understanding. The governors meeting today, I guess, is perhaps a good news for your party, because there are a lot of issues they dealt with, which a lot of the organs of the party have been battling to deal with. But now they've beaten on it and they've come out with their position. But first and foremost, legally speaking, under the constitution of your party, whatever these governors say today, is it binding? How strongly influential are what they said today?
No, by the constitution of the party, these are suggestions, they are making, and for the consideration of the National Working Committee and the final decision by the National Executive Committee. By hierarchy, the highest authority in the party is the National Convention, followed by the National Executive Committee, and then, of course, the third line in subsection is the National Working Committee, who handle the day-to-day running. But let me congratulate the Governors Forum. They have brought so much joy to my mind, because the public majority of the electorate are already concluding that probably PDP is dead, PDP is not acting, they are not doing this, they are not doing that. What they came out with today has gladdened my mind and has reinforced my complete loyalty and belief that this nation will survive. Most of the decisions they said are quite, reasonable, and they will be subject to discussions at NWC and finally by NEC for approval. Where else can you go? I mean, this is classic, and I am happy. I want to congratulate all these gentlemen who gathered, here today to come up with this suggestion. The issue of merger, how can the colossus, how can you expect the local political party to be looking for somebody to merge with? People will come and join us. Our doors are always open. We are not like the party in government that is a congregation of strange bedfellows. They don't even have a structure that we have. You hear about national chairman of APC, national chairman. Who is the national secretary? Who is the national organizing secretary? Who is the woman leader? Who is the youth leader of APC? You don't hear. So ours, we have a formidable political Iroko tree established by those loyal, dedicated, committed elders. And, the little friction that we had, we told the people, those who are dancing on their grave, we can extract them. So it's a beautiful day today, 14th of April, will remain indelible in the minds of a lot of our people. Yes, they have made their suggestions. That's a starting point for discussion. And most of the decisions they make are reasonable. You know, maybe we'll have one thing or the other, or little, you know, changes here and there. But the main focus, you know, it's sine qua non. And I am happy that we are heading in the right direction.
Right. It does look, Chief Judge, that the PDP governors are charting a way forward for the party. From what observers will see, it does look like your party has now become a dog that has lost its pathway home and just hovering in the bush, finding a way home. That's your party looks like a stray dog who doesn't know his way back home. But the governors look like they are trying to chart a way for it. But let me ask you, is the party not deceiving itself, like some people will say? You look at the election of 2023, Bola Tinubu of the APC at 8.7 million votes.
Right.
Atiku Abubakar at 6.9 million votes.
Right.
Peter Obi at 6.1 million votes. ANPP's Robbie Musu Konkonso at 1.4 million votes. So if you put all of that together, there are those who does the permutation and the mathematics who will say, look, if only the PDP stay united, and Peter Obi was the running mate to Atiku in 2019. Kwankwaso was a former member of the PDP. If you put 1.4 million votes to 6.1 million of Peter Obi, that will give you 7.5 million votes. If you add it to 6.9 million votes of Atiku Abubakar, it will give you about 14 million votes or 15 million votes compared to the Tinubu of 8.7 million votes. Interestingly, you put all of those figures together and all of them work together, they would have beaten APC silly. Those who say there's no pathway to victory for the PDP or any other political party if there is no alliance or working together. Don't you think that this is a straightforward political mathematics, Chief Judge, with your experience?
What happened the last time was a self-infliction. We shot ourselves in the head by deviating from the doctrine establishing this party by the founding fathers. Some of us won. They were not crazy when they established this doctrine, this process. They were not stupid, but a divided house will remain a defeated house. Now, all those marching now calling themselves mega party, they want to go and march here and there, are all wanting to be president of Nigeria. Who will give room for who? Now, let us get back to the drawing board. Let's get back to our normal platform. Let's restabilize this platform and follow the rules as dictated, as established by the founding fathers. We will not fail. And today is the first step to that direction. We have realized we committed a very stupid mistake in the last time. Those who want to go to any party and take up the presidential ticket can go. Those who get our ticket for presidential candidature must meet the doctrine. We must meet the procedure establishing this party. And we have learned a lesson. You see the way he has taken us, we've gone in different directions, and a divided house will remain a defeated house. This is the first step, and I'm happy about what the decisions they are taking. We had, and I will repeat it, 8 years of the zoning presidential candidate was in the north. By section 7, subsection 3C of our party. Once all positions in the north, after 8 years, will come down to the south. Who was the last president for 8 years? It was Mayoga General Buhari. So how would another person, Atiku, who is also a northerner, take over the presidential ticket? We messed up. They completely mesmerized the procedure. And we told them that you would land in the bush. So what happened? That's why you now told us we are like a stray dog. Now we have listened. We have experienced it. The public itself has been shouting. There is no proper opposition. But this first step today, and thank God, is the 14th day of April. We are charting our course, our route back to normalcy. And with little changes in this, the major issues have been dealt with. Look at the way we were sent packing in Rivers State for committing no crime. There was no violence there. Nothing. And I remember when Papa Awolowo said in 1962 in the National Parliament, when they were going to declare state of emergency in Western region, quoting him, he told the Prime Minister then, Papa Balewa, that where is that violence you are talking about? I was in the Western House Assembly when the little fracas started. There were two crazy people who were trying to disrupt the system. That after that, the police arrested them. When he walked out of the parliament, the people outside the parliament didn't even know that kind of thing.
Chief Judge, if I'm about in quickly.
Yeah, so where is the violence that Bola is citing from the Constitution? That he went ahead to suspend an elected governor of a state based on what? And I am trying to remind people and remind him that was how it all started, 1962. By 1963, they jailed Awolowo. By 1966, there was a coup, there was a counter coup. It led to a civil war. Is that why can't we learn from history? What exactly was the reason why you now told an elected governor to take
so you don't align or you do not agree with President Tinubu's explanation for the state of emergency? Not. He said he had tried to call all of them together. By far, the record, just a moment, Chief Judge, by far, as a last report of our oil production in the whole of Africa, Nigeria's oil production was the highest. At the last count. And if you look at what this government says they want to do, they want to wrap up and be able to increase our oil production. And as soon as the president said he was hearing the burning or the destruction of pipeline and oil facility, he needed to move in quickly. And he said that he has spoken to all parties, but they ignored him. Should we have waited, those who will ask the question, waited for an escalation of violence in the oil-rich state?
Is this the first time this country has lost production of oil? What is actually going on in the rivers, in the riverine area there? Is it because of that? People have been self-stealing all the crude oil there.
But Chief Judge, as a retired military officer, Chief Judge, I thought that defense and proactiveness is part of your training, and I imagine that for strategy's sake, you prevent rather than going around to arrest the situation. There are those who have applauded President Tinubu who said he took the decision right on time and nipped it in the bud.
That was a very wrong decision. The same thing Baba Awolowo told Tafawa Balewa in 1962 in the parliament. Go and check it. That was there crisis in Mokola? Was there violence in Ogbomosho? Was there violence in Badagry? Was there violence in Ajegule? Why are you declaring state of emergency in Western region? The same thing I want to ask this man. Was there violence in Port Harcourt? Was there violence on the in the pipe areas?
Chief Judge, is it because you don't like Bola Tinubu politically? You have always expressed it. Well, because there are those who will say the president under your political party at the time, Olusegun Obasanjo, did same not to one, not to two, but about 3 states in Nigeria where he declared state of emergency. You don't
now,
see anything wrong. Why is it now that it's Bola Tinubu that you say that is wrong?
You see what Baba, let's go into details. What happened in Plateau State, where he declared that state of emergency? The people in Plateau State said they did no longer want the barrier. He came from the people that they didn't want him. Which other one was the one that you are referring to? It did not come from him. This one, you said, oh, maybe security something is. Where is the security? The governor came out. He went to appeal to those members of the parliament. He was preaching peace, and we had addressed the Ijaw people that there will be calm. There should be no violence. So why are you now? You know the consequences of what he did? Disrespecting the elected, the voice of the people. You in war, when you say you want to proact, it's different from reacting and sending everybody packing. It's a very serious issue.
But I mean, if you have found error in the decision of President Tinubu, is there any way for him to fix this? What do you think he could have done, in your own view, Chief Judge, that will make things right?
Let me remind you what he did. He called a meeting of pandem, the leaders of the Ijaw Kingdom, on day one. Right? The second day, he had signed. Wike went, addressed some people, and said that the Ijaw people who are talking, if they are small, if they do anything, I will whack them. That was the second day. The third day, following them, the first, the second, the third day, the president has already signed the Gazette that there should be state of emergency, and then now forwarded it to the National Assembly, who did a voice vote. Is that normal? Is that legal? Is that rational? Is that a tender for discussion? No. That's all we are saying. What was the total capacity of the both assembly at the time they took the decision? A very serious matter.
I was asking Chief Judge, what do you think President Bola Tinubu can do? You've said that there is an error of judgment in his action.
He should reverse it. He should immediately you see what that young man is doing? And I have told him, was my junior in the military. You now headed on, you are now appointing also administrators for local governments. What? You are removing members of the members of the parastatal, the boards of parastatal. Do you have the authority to do that? And he's taking the budget now to members of the National Assembly. What is this? Why can't we learn from history? Why can't we learn from history? What is the urgency? You want to take over the place, allow the people to voice their decision in 2027, not to preempt it, because what you are doing, it's not your party. The one you refer to, Baba Obasanjo, the PDP was in government in Plateau State. I don't remember the other state that you mentioned. There were reasons for this. So, coming and telling people and doing things like as if it's a private fiefdom doesn't work.
But Chief Judge, let me quickly, away from the state of emergency. On one hand, Atiku Abubakar has met with, alongside Tambuwal, El Rufai, and a few other persons. Atiku Abubakar met with former President Buhari, and he confirmed that he's working and talking to other people for the purpose of a coalition or working together with other political parties. On the other hand, the governors are saying there is nothing like that. No merger, no coalition. Is it that Atiku Abubakar is on his own? But one will imagine Atiku Abubakar is the leader of the party as of today.
No. If he is the leader of the party, he would have waded into it. All right? The fact that he was the presidential candidate at the last election, all right, doesn't mean is a bona fide fixated leader of the party. If he is running for his own private interest, it's different from the interest of the party.
You don't think Atiku Abubakar could be the presidential candidate of the PDP in 2027?
He cannot be. This is what I'm saying. That for 8 years in the north, there should be 8 years in the south. That is the dictate. That is the doctrine of the platform of PDP. I can't say he cannot contest. He can go to any party and take up because it's his constitutional
right. But if Atiku becomes he's done it back to back, 2019, 2023, and he could do it again. It's probably one of the most influential politicians in Nigeria today. What does this portend for your party? Should Atiku pick the ticket of the PDP
in 2027? If he picks it, that is the end of this party. I want to tell you that. If he picks it by whatever manipulation which was what done the last time, we will not accept it.
But Chief Judge, you remember that you said that you were going to go on a self-inflicted exile if Bola Tinubu wins the election. Now he's done that. And those who were saying that whatever that is going on in your party, outside of your party, all of the other politicians, whatever they are doing, is a clear pathway to Tinubu becoming president again in 2027. Is it not another pathway for you on a self-exile, Chief Judge? Or how do you fix that politically as an opposition leader?
People, when I decided I could go anywhere I like at my age, at 80. And I'm on the 8th floor of life. What is my business? Well, I want this nation to become a great nation, which it had been. So going anywhere is my own personal decision. Now you knew how the people visited and apologized for the ills they had done in the past, and I accepted. To say, okay, let's see the way it's gonna work out. My party is in total confusion now, and these governors have met. They've put on their thinking caps, and they have decided, now we missed the route. Let us go back to the way it was conceptualized by the founding fathers of our party. That is encouraging. We will discuss this, their communique, we will look at it. If any individual who will not follow the dictates as established by the founding fathers of our party, he will not enjoy it. We tried it. We sent a communique out that was going to be the last time we would allow anybody from anywhere to contest. There are rules. Section 7, subsection 3C of our constitution is clear. Simplicity. It states, once the presidential candidate had been in the south for 8 years, he had to go to the north, and after another 8 years, he will come down to the south. So is Atiku from southwest? Is he from southeast? Is he from south? If he wants to contest, I can't stop him. It's his constitutional right. He can go and contest. But as far as this party is concerned, he cannot.
All right, Chief Bode George.
Be there at our convention. We have another 4 years for this thing to stay in the south.
All right.
If you don't believe in the doctrine of the PDP, stop dancing on the graves of our founding fathers.
Chief Bode George. Yeah. Yes. Chief Bode George is a member of the PDP's Board of Trustees. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. But I'm very sure that if at all, if all laws come to it, at least Bola Tinubu is your kinsman, is a Lagos man just as you. You will be happy if he wins the election again, isn't it?
Look, I want my party to win. Kinsman or no kinsman has no bearing. The British, when they left this nation, left two evils: tribalism and religious bigotry. Look at what is going on now all over Nigeria. The killings going on now. We are fighting on tribal issues. We are fighting on religious issues.
All right.
Where are we heading?
Chief Judge.
What does that got to do with the price of milk? This is what I'm saying.
I thought to tickle you a bit, but I didn't know that rather than go on exile, you might actually go to Badagry. Badagry is a very good place to be. Don't go too far, Chief Judge.
You can even go to the North Pole or go to Grenada or go Anywhere I want to go.
But you are a sailor. You were trained to be on the high sea. You might decide to go on the. But thank you so much, Chief Judge. Always a pleasure having you on the program.